Do you want to do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you want to do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Come?
Alright, I'll do my own bit for myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Hold on. We are told something is amiss. Is it on proper video mode? Hold up. Hold on. We're having a live check of video.
Chat, guess how many fingers I'm holding up?
Do you need to unplug and replug it in real quick? One of those things might have jiggled a little bit loose. Hello everybody and welcome to EOS webcam utility.
My streams don't jiggle, they fold.
That's amazing. I dropped that as a reference on Raft the other night and Sam just died laughing. Are we good? No. We're not good. Oh, hold on. There's an error on the camera. We're getting somewhere, everybody. Welcome to Troubleshooting, the podcast. An error prevented shooting. Turn the camera off and on again. So, we turned the camera off, and we have now replugged it in. So now we turn the camera back on. And everybody should soon see Boater's face. Except the camera didn't turn on as I told it to. Hold up, I'm going to turn that off. We're going to double check. I assume everybody can still hear us. Hello out there, you wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you for tuning in to what will soon be the Nerd Glasses podcast, but at the moment is Troubleshooting.
Junior.
Yeah. So we're checking all of our connections. I'm turning the camera back on. Hey. It is. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Boater.
Speaking of troubleshooting.
Oh.
What do you call it when a locomotive conductor is first learning the ropes of their job? Training.
I like that one. That was good. That was good. Now would be a good time to give Boater bunny ears.
You missed it! You'll have to wait till next time. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater, back to normal size. And these are some Kraft macaroni and cheese gummies that we'll get to.
Actually, wait a minute. Saying normal size, that's usually my place to stare right into the camera and make Steve go, Dave, you're too close. I'm not too close. I'm not going to touch the lens. I'm not going to lick the lens with my face. Yes, I will. I did.
Don't say that, Boater. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to Nerd Glasses. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you for sticking with us as we troubleshot what was going on there. But yeah, we've got another. Please don't, says Dude Icarus. I don't know exactly what that was referring to, but it's a pretty universal sentiment.
Can't tell me what to do. I wave a baseball bat at the camera last week.
Just all of the. Oh, I saw that actually.
Bro, Dave will do it again too.
Just all of the memes for like the Star Wars, the Clone Wars summed up. Obi-Wan saying, "Anakin, don't."
That really is the show. Like, they really should have put, like,
yeah.
If that was less sci-fi and more daytime sitcom, it literally just would have been like, Anakin, don't, wah, wah, like,
yeah.
Then...
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, have you heard how the B-1 battle droids are in that show? It'll do that if it wants to. I got another meme that was just like, all right, everybody, here's the detailed plans that we're all going to be following. Obi-Wan, mine just says Anakin, no, and I want you to follow that to the letter.
Read it again. Now flip it over. It also says Anakin, no on the back. Now refer it back to the front. Good. Keep doing that.
How to keep an idiot entertained for hours. Please turn over. How to keep an idiot entertained for hours. Please turn over.
I want really badly. One day I will be teaching seminars again, and I'm going to put that in a packet of like phase 13 of the plan. Please turn over page. Phase 13 of the plan. Please turn over page.
Please see previous page. Please see next page. Okay, so let's get things started off with a Twitch ban. And I think I've mentioned Code Miko before. Code Miko is a VTuber, virtual avatar, she's been banned for the 4th time.
Uh-oh.
She did a stream themed around homelessness, and in addition to probably being insensitive, I don't know, I didn't actually watch it, the virtual avatar was wearing no clothes aside from its shoes and basically huddled in a cardboard box. So even though it is a virtual avatar, that is still nudity, and you knew it, that's a TOS violation, and that got you banned. The ban is temporary, but that is so blatant and obvious, it's like, how temporary are we talking? Is that a 7-day, a 30-day? Like, what? Just reading it made me feel icky.
Was the theme to, like, raise awareness for
I
homelessness?
don't think
Perhaps
so.
raise money for...
Code Miko is not that socially aware, as far as I know. They do shit for the memes. Oh, we can swear now. We're done with St. Jude.
It's so. I was watching the BBC, this one show called QI, and
Yep.
and they talked about things on the BBC that you're not allowed to talk about, and they mentioned this one thing, and they were like, yeah, rarely does it spawn any productive conversation, so it's best left off the air.
Okay.
What? I genuinely hope this theme was like homeless heroes in video games or homeless main characters in things, because I don't see...
No, it was just they're just virtual character there in the cardboard box, and when donations came in, it was stuff thrown at them from off screen.
There's an adage out there that many people need to follow.
Hold on. I think we know how that should have gone. Anakin, no.
Yeah, it absolutely should have been Anakin. No, like, don't punch down in life. Don't punch down.
Yeah.
Just come on.
Code Miko currently retains her partner status, and it is a temporary ban. And I don't know about all that, y'all. But that's who has been banned.
I don't...
This is the thing with, like, anytime one of the bigger Twitch streamers comes up, inevitably it goes somewhere that I start to feel icky.
Why? Anyway,
let's look at some good news in the next 7 days. What's coming out, Dave?
So for the next 7 days, actually, let's be totally honest, in the next 7 days, throw those out, mark on your calendar the 10th. That's when 3 illuminating, system-changing, and perhaps purchases for you out there. And it's going to start with, and I'm going to say the name of this game correctly the first time. I'm not spelling that. So I'm glad that Steve is presented in Nerd Division. But this game is called, and Nico can read me about this later. It's called Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know, Border, what you're thinking. Dave, we already talked about this game.
I'm thinking, why didn't you rehearse that a little better? But continue.
No, in 2021, I know what you're thinking. We already talked about this game. Because we did. Because it came out for every other system. And now, this Friday, if you're on the Switch, you are getting your chance at this fighting game.
Okay.
It added a lot of content since its release. There's been a lot of good bug fixes for it. They have a now total of 18 characters. They've added some heroes from the first season was the initial roster, and now the films and subsequent seasons that have come out, they have added the extra heroes as DLC or just as add-ons to the game. The game itself, like so many other fighting games, has a bit of a plot going through, but this one does include a linear world exploration aspect in between each of the fights to bookend these things.
Okay.
And the get of this one, because every fighting game has to try to have a get that's different than other games, is they emphasize more 2v2 as opposed to one-on-one.
Huh. Okay.
Which, if you watch a lot of these animes and things, it makes sense. They're in parties. They usually have protagonist against the antagonist. But then the protagonist has all their friends and this and that and the other.
The power of friendship.
So if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, can look no further. It's a pretty good game. And if you're not a fan of Demon Slayer, but you want to kind of get into it without having to get a new subscription service and just buy a game,
it's looking like it was well received, and now it's on yet more systems for your convenience.
But I do love that Steve put on the thing, I'm not spelling that, because he wasn't going to go through, because I wrote out the entirety of the title for him this morning when he inevitably asks Dave, what do you want for trailers? I'm taking a picture of these, because they're disappearing, and I always forget to do it, and then I kick myself. But
Content you can find in the Discord. Boom.
also on the 10th, you're looking at
Wah.
a franchise that hasn't seen an installment since 2007's Wii edition, or the original installment in 2005 on the GameCube. That's right, Super Mario Strikers Battle League Football is finally coming out. We've been seeing teasers for it, trailers for it. A demo recently came out. Go check that out on the Nintendo Network.
Yep.
To get a feel for it. But we're seeing it on the Switch as of Friday. 5 versus 5. There's no out of bounds as you would see in regular football or in the FIFA games. Instead, in the most Mario way possible, the field is surrounded by an electric fence. And the ball and people's bodies can be
I
bounced
just saw
off of it.
Boom.
Absurd. How Mario still has friends, I do not know.
I heard a bit of controversy already in that like Daisy's not in the lineup, and she made her debut in the first Mario Strikers game, right?
Steve says no.
No?
Wasn't it
Okay.
tennis?
Okay. Super Mario.
Really?
Land. But okay, so she was a well-loved character, at least in Strikers. And for her not to be in here, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're just leaving content out to sell as DLC later on.
Yes, well, the Wah Man himself debuted in Mario Tennis. This game has two features that I'm actually very interested in. Not necessarily enough to buy it per se, but 8-player local multiplayer.
Nice.
4v4. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good value. That's great play. And that's another thing that Nintendo does incredibly well that other people don't.
Yeah.
And this one...
I mean, I don't know when the next time is I'm going to have 8 people in my house at one time, but, you know.
This one also has a 20-player game season where you can make your own competitive league. And, like, it'll keep track of scores. It'll pare down till there's inevitably one victor.
Nice.
And that can be played. That's an online league that you can create and do things in. And if it were baseball, I'd be in it. I'd be buying it. I'd have it pre-ordered. But I'm an American, and I know football as hand egg. So this one, if you're a fan of what Nintendo do, you will like this game. It brings a lot of interesting gameplay mechanics, and it's not vanilla'd the previous installment, whereas it's added new features and changed things up, and your all favorite cast of characters, including a featured Waluigi in the trailer. Good on you, Nintendo.
We'll take that.
This all crescendoing in a game that is quite literally one that I am so very excited for. Advertisements are playing for it last summer, and now it is coming to pass. That would be The Quarry. Let
The
that
AC
sink in for a
just
moment.
kicked on in rumbling approval.
Yes. Yes.
What's this?
So it is a third-person interactive horror game.
Ooh.
There are, by the numbers and released by the company, 186 different endings. By the way this goes, and quite literally, and I'm gonna start reading you the cast of this.
Okay.
Because that's the other thing.
Yeah, go ahead and embarrass me with all the names I don't know live on stream. I love it. Go ahead.
I love it. Good. Already throwing the towel
Supermassive
before we
games. What are
even
some
start.
What are some other things that Supermassive Games have done? While you're doing that, I'll put Steve on that, and I'll just sit back and do nothing except ask questions.
So,
I love this show.
The Quarry, a horror game featuring, of course, David Arquette, who's
Okay.
been featured in many different horror franchises.
Okay.
Evan Evagora, who is featured in Fantasy Island, Star Trek Picard,
Okay.
and just getting his start, but is getting primo billing. Ted Raimi,
Interesting. Okay.
Sam Raimi's brother, and one of the directors of many, many things that make you go, "Ugh."
Gotcha.
Lynn Shane, or Lynn Shay, excuse me, who was from Insidious, Dead End, the many Insidious franchises. There's Something About Mary, featured in the Ted Bundy documentary remake thing. One of the casts that I did get uber excited about was Ethan Suplee. I don't
Okay.
know if you recognize that name, but
I do not.
He's from a little thing. He's been in Mallrats, Chasing Amy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He was a big part of some. My Name is Earl. So the cast
Nice.
is a who's who of horror
And genre,
franchise
yeah.
veterans. And so that was enough to get my attention that they got them all signed on and things like that. And I love
other things that Supermassive have done, Until Dawn, Man of Medan, and Little Nightmares too. So thank you, chat, for filling in some of that.
Thank you. The idea of this is 9 camp counselors must survive a night at Hackett's Quarry. And of course, Boater, do you know where this game takes place?
A quarry.
The one place you're guaranteed to get murdered. Upstate New York!
Where we've all technically been murdered already and just don't realize it yet. That's actually an interesting hook for something.
So the big get for this game
A town of people who've been murdered and don't realize it. Don't steal that. I might use it.
Town of
Go for it. You can probably do it better than I can. Anyway, continue.
Town of Murder. The big gets for this game, because I know what you're thinking. I've played Until Dawn, I played Man of Medan, and all these other things. This game added a cinematic mode where it reduces your interactions as much, so it gets rid of QTEs and things like that that would pull away from your viewership experience. They also added, seemingly getting some clairvoyance in gameplay, local multiplayer, where some people take control of certain of the 9 characters and other people in control of others. And they also added an online game mode where up to 7 people vote on how the show goes up until that point, which is so good. Because at that point, you, the person, don't have control over it. It's literally to the masses.
Well, if it's set around here, then I have to get it. The town slogan is "Ome wa mo shinderu." Nani?
It's definitely that line from Evil Dead when they're reading the book. That now the memes have started to come back around, where it's finished this sentence, Kalata Niktu Verata, and just blank, and it's just poor Ash just kind of looking very angrily. Unrelated. But The Quarry coming out this Friday, Super Mario Strikers, and Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles for the Nintendo Switch. Did you see, you know what, because we're going to be relevant and we're going to do things, that there's a one of those very productive and very much earth-shattering sign things where everyone's signatures for what is it called?
A petition?
But no, well, yeah, but the like online ones that everybody does, where they're like, "Oh, this is
A petition?
okay." There's a website that everybody shares for
Oh,
these
the White
fucking
White
things.
House whatever the like what's the like the White House petition site
Maybe.
during the Obama years.
But uh, there's a petition that has over 2 million signatures to replace Amber Heard in Aquaman with the actor of Ash in The Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell, as he currently is. And you know what? I'd watch that. I would watch Bruce Campbell and his famous chin attempt to make passes at that hunk of an Aquaman because the internet's already doing it. Why not have it in the film? Real, it would be the most
Wow.
meta thing, wouldn't it?
I love
To
it.
have an overweight white man looking at him going, "You're such a hunk." Like,
I mean, that's basically every man around Jason Momoa will say that, so it's not that much of a stretch.
us included. So,
Yep.
I-
So Dave, what have you been playing? What have you been watching? What's entertaining that the head under that hat of yours?
I, for God's sakes, have been trying to watch Obi-Wan, and every time I start the episode, something in my house either blows up, lights on fire, or my cat gets sick. So, not this week, but starting next week, I will be caught up. I will sit down and I
Okay.
will watch all of it so we can talk about it like we did Book of Boba Fett.
Okay.
Because I miss doing that.
Yeah.
Because I like I like talking about the things that I enjoyed about it, but I liked seeing a more informed Star Wars perspective on these things. And I also enjoyed that there were many things that both you and I were like, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Why the
Yeah.
fuck did they do that?
Yeah.
Like the speeder bikes. Fix them. But Overwatch, watched a lot of fantastic people playing yesterday. A lot of things. It's September for our friend
Yep.
and guest host Sustaina. So he's been doing a lot of really interesting streams, some Kingdom Hearts randomizer, and man, randomizers are a hoot. But outside of that, work, and more work,
All right.
and Overwatch. How about you?
Not really playing anything new. Still, had another really good session of Raft with Sam. Watching. I started watching a lot of stuff by Jaden Animations. Including like her stuff that's like the Pokemon Nuzlocke runs.
I love those.
And then watching the reactions by Jan, who eventually made it into one of those videos. As when she did the Soul Link one, this guy who constantly has been like watching their videos and such and reviewing them and kind of like ripping into them a little bit, but good-heartedly, they named their rival after him. So like watching all that stuff. As well as just other stuff of hers. So a new person that I'm following on YouTube who's been doing stuff for years, but finally I'm just got around to watching stuff. And then Game Grumps finishing Danganronpa 2. So I mean I wasn't playing Danganronpa 2, but I was watching them play it. And after 71 episodes, which I think is the longest of anything on that they've ever done as a series, it was gosh, I don't know what to say about the game. I don't know what to say about them playing the game, except that I hope they do number 3 now.
But isn't that kind of the fun of games of that nature, especially the Danganronpa franchise, where you can that's a game you can enjoy watching people experience and
Yes,
things
yeah.
like that, and then you get the story beats through doing that, so that you don't have to per se play it yourself.
Yeah, and it's like I wouldn't mind playing it myself, but at this point I'm so invested into them doing it and watching them go through, which it's Danganronpa over-explains everything all the time. And sometimes when they over-explain stuff, it's a red herring. If I say the Octagon, for those who've actually played Danganronpa 2, you know what I'm talking about. They talk forever about how a building is built, and it factors into the trial. And bless their hearts, Aaron and Dan will simultaneously yell about how much it over-explains everything, and then miss the simplest, stupidest, spelled-out shit, and have no idea what's going on. So that's part of the charm too.
By the way, Game Grumps getting the nerd glasses.
Getting the nerd glasses bump.
You're welcome.
Make sure all you Nerd Glasses fans are watching them at the Egg Theater June 22nd for Game Grumps Live.
Get us backstage. Get us backstage so that we can go to them and be like, we challenge you to a fight. Nerd Glasses against the Game Grumps.
I would just want a selfie with them, not because it would make one of my friends jealous, but it would also make her very jealous.
There's that train of thought going away.
Training.
I would love a selfie with just Danny sex bang. Fair.
Fair.
Would you take a selfie with just Danny though? Like, our producer giving the you know what? I would like to.
Okay, ideal photo with one or both. Like for me, it would be with Aaron on like the hood of a car doing the riding on cars from the Mega Man sequelitis from like 15 years ago.
So let me ask. So do you watch a lot of Game Grumps?
Not as much anymore.
Okay, but did you have a familiarity of Game Grumps in their playthroughs?
I don't know why I'm yelling, but a little bit, yeah.
Is there a game or a franchise that the voice acting of Game Grumps are the voice for it? For me, it is the entirety of Undertale. Their
Okay.
playthrough of Undertale. I
I
watched
never
every
watched
single
it.
episode with Ross and it was Ross and somebody, and I don't remember who it was. But the voices, those are the voices that I have
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
And even now, when I hear it's their voices that they did doing it. What about you? Do you have a game franchise like that where
Not really where like I identify the voices as like, oh well, their voices may as well be the canon voices. I mean, it's really hard to unhear their versions of Doki Doki Literature Club.
fair?
With the very deep voice for one of them, the other one as a robot that they did as a gag. Turns out that character's self-aware of the game code. Like that's hard to unhear, but I wouldn't say like when I played the game that I'm hearing their voices in my head. So I don't think Steve has any either, but
No.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised.
I
I'm a little
haven't
surprised.
watched them too much lately, so I can't like.
That's fair.
Let me guess. Ever since JonTron left, you were like, I'm out. Like
He was on that show for 8 months or
that's
something.
how old I am, people watching at home. I remember Game Grumps when JonTron was on Game Grumps.
JonTron on Game Grumps was like one of the best because they gelled really well together.
They did. They really did. We gel better. Just saying.
Okay.
But is that all watching, playing?
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I'm also watching Obi-Wan and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, not too much new. I actually.
Mike also did. He goes. You're watching Obi-Wan, right? And I'm like, I haven't yet. And he's like.
We'll have to have Mike on here after the finale comes out so we can all talk about it.
Oh God! You know what? We should try to do like a special where would you folks watching at home do a watch along with us? Like on a predetermined day where we put the episode on because
we can't show the episode, but we will do a bring up Disney Plus. We're gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1.
Because Insane Games has done it successfully with several WWE pay-per-views.
Mhm.
They've done it with several races. We've done it with several other events. The NFL Draft, Nico did it with the crew from House Divided, and it was fun. It was genuinely fun, and genuinely the purpose of live streaming is to do stuff like that. So we have one yes, done.
Boom.
We're going to try to schedule it at some point, or at least... Hey, we're going to pick our favorite episode, and that's
Yeah.
the one we're going to watch along, and we're going to do commentary over.
Yeah,
Like,
well, something like that. That'd be fun. And maybe go back and do the same with like a Boba Fett episode, or obviously a Mando episode, something like that. Stuff like that. That'd be fun to do.
Make your voice heard. Demand it.
Some Nerd
Post
Glasses
it on social
watch-alongs.
medias.
All right. Okay. NFT roundup really quick. Tim Sweeney, the president of Epic Games, has pointed out that you can hit it.
Wait, but I'm waiting for the swerve. The car crash.
Okay, so it was previously mentioned how the president of Epic, how Epic Game Store would be open to blockchain games on its
Yes.
storefront.
You forget our little brother Epic Games.
Yeah. The first blockchain game to actually show up there was announced a couple of days ago. It's called Grit, and I have a very hard time pronouncing it because I keep wanting to call it Grift. But it's called Grit. It's basically a Red Dead Redemption 2 clone using assets that are just like stock Unreal assets. They're like, this is a limited edition, blah, blah, blah. It's awful. It looks like garbage. The trailer shows off someone firing a pistol in an empty room. It has flipped assets and a general lack of effort in actual game development. But it's announced that it's coming to the store. Of course, at the same time that is announced, Tim Sweeney, the president of Epic Games, has had to go on the record saying that, yeah, this Fortnite cryptocurrency token thing, we have nothing to do with that. Turns out there's a bunch of people on Twitter, a bunch of crypto bros, that are like, it's decentralized, nobody owns it, so we're going to use the Fortnite logo and no other assets but the Fortnite logo to try to draw interest into our rug pull, our currency. There is no legal standing or license to use the IP, and Tim Sweeney has explicitly called it a scam, this particular currency.
Who's Tim Sweeney again?
The CEO of Epic Games.
Who created
Fortnite.
Which is calling what a scam?
Cryptocurrency.
When the people who skin the skins and their microtransactions are calling something a scam, it's a scam!
How stupid do you have to be to get even within sniffing distance of Epic's legal department? They love them a courtroom. And boy, you just got yourself an invitation.
I mean, they defeated our brethren in the Sorry, damn it, that's the first time I was unable to finish that sentence with a straight face. They defeated our brethren in the Coalition for App Fairness.
No.
By the way, I check on their website every week. They really don't have anything going on. But the second they do, it's coming back, baby. God. There's an old segment that
we are just full of callbacks tonight because, like I said, I think I might have done that opening joke. We mentioned one of the games. One of my segments later is going to have really strong deja vu. Yeah. So yeah, Epic is like, come on in, blockchain games, but not you. I just want a little bit of self-awareness here.
But that's so good, though. That they're like, yes, we want to be on the verge. But what are you doing with our IP? No, not that. Put that down.
Dave, what is going on in the world of gaming? I know there's one we skipped last week. Let's make sure that we don't.
So I have to be very careful about how I word this one because we are not allowed to mention the host.
So
of it.
I think we can. I mean, we can mention the person by name. We've done it before. Among other things, is journalism, whatever.
That's true. We can mention
but
him in
for
the
that
context
event,
of,
they couldn't. Yes.
Yes, to mention in context, Boom TV paired with Dr. Disrespect and put on a Fortnite tournament. Well, they put on a lot of tournaments, but this one specifically was a $100,000 hot shot duo drop tournament featuring Fortnite.
Okay.
That, by the way, was won by Twitch streamers Tfue and Zemek. So,
yeah, and so worth noting again, this was a big tournament, whatever, and there were Twitch streamers involved, and it was hosted by Dr. Disrespect, who has been banned from Twitch and cannot show up on any Twitch streams.
In fact, well, and what I liked was Boom TV put out a little card for all the streamers, I'm going to read it verbatim because I love the way that it was phrased and I liked what it did. But it's a Twitch community guidelines notice. It is prohibited to use your channel to knowingly feature or advertise a suspended user. Fantastic! What a great awareness of your tournament in saying, hey,
And getting out ahead of that, like,
Yeah.
and being like, this might be an issue. Let's do something about that. The gas cylinders in these chairs are awful.
we understand there may be instances where suspended users may appear on your stream due to circumstances beyond your control, such as through third-party gaming tournaments, but we expect that you make a good faith effort to remove them from your broadcast, mute them, or otherwise limit their interactions with your stream. A few helpful hints to navigate the tournament if you are a Twitch streamer, because you were able to stream it on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I mean, if you host your own web thing and you hosted it there, great. But they said use Hot Shot Duo Drop featuring Fortnite to refer to the event. Use other nicknames for Dr. Disrespect, example, calling him Two-Time or Blockbuster Video Game Champion, which is awesome that they're perpetuating those little rumors. They specifically said hide images, videos, or streams of Dr. Disrespect on your stream, mute Dr. Disrespect in-game, and be mindful of showing the tournament bracket page on stream because it is going to feature his name, and if you are a larger side streamer and do get reported pretty often, you will get another Twitch ban for that.
Yeah, because all of the times that his name shows up and is mentioned, it's promoting him and promoting his event. Whereas what we're doing here, we are not promoting him. I generally can't stand him. We are reporting on events surrounding him and how they relate to Twitch streamers. So.
I did try to
covered.
research some of the other participants in this tournament to see if any of the other ones were suspended from Twitch currently, and that none of them were, but past Boom TV events featuring Call of Duty and things like that did have suspended users and did have issues with this.
Yeah, so it's the kind of thing that probably bit them really hard one time, and then they're like, all right, we need to be ready for this, and then Doc's hosting, and they're like, oh, we gotta be ready for this.
Yeah, because if you want to attract big name streamers to your events and things, you have to make them aware of these things so that they're the only reason they'd feature this person or even collaborate with them is because of this event.
Yeah.
You can't punish. You shouldn't be the cause of their Switch bans. They should make sure to get themselves banned for something stupid like homeless.
Yeah, exactly. But this is also like legally covering them and like, oh well, I wouldn't have been able to stream the event otherwise, and they encourage streaming, so it's their fault. Well, first off, you could just not stream. I know that that's a foreign concept to a lot of you, but
nope.
Yeah.
Nope. The Weekend Wednesday will continue, and it has, and it will.
Also, I realized we're still on crypto, Car.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't really
because
okay.
it's funny.
Okay. Me.
So
Who goes first?
we've got a foreboding item on our desk. We do have a new segment which I'm very excited for, and I'm actually stoked because this is turning into another week that we have 4 shows worth of content, and you should make sure to follow here and tune in every week 7:45 to 9 for the Nerd Glasses podcast, because once again we've over prepared and are gonna run out of time before we run out of topics.
Yeah. So I will hit one of mine really quick. Actually, no. Like you said, we have a new segment. So let's hold off on that for a moment. And there was a big event this past week.
Upcoming on June 12th, Xbox and Bethesda are having a game showcase. On June 14th, Xbox Games Showcase Extended. But this previous week, Sony held their State of Play, their annual talking about what they have things going on. And we had a reporter in the field for it because myself and Boda were on assignment picking noses and recovering from St. Jude's Play Live.
And because of time travel hijinks, we are able to open a quantum timeline to them in the past where we can talk with them right now. So we'll send that over. Do we have it as one of our scenes right now? How do we open the wormhole? Is it one of these? Actually, you know what? Hey, past Steve, open the wormhole. I don't know. We'll find out in the future if it worked.
Right, everybody. Did I get that $1 million yet?
Uh, we'll find. Well, I'll let you know when you get here in the future. Welcome from the future, Steve. How's State of Play going?
It is pretty well, if I do say so. I've taken some notes, ranked them in how much I give a shit for each thing.
Yes!
I love it. Okay.
Alright, let's start with some indie games. Season, A Letter to the Future. It seems like it's an open world indie game going around, talking to people, solving mysteries. It will launch on PS5 and PC at some point. No date was given. Tunic, which is a dungeon crawler in the style of like Diablo, the isometric view. September 27th.
Move the mic closer to your mouth, Steve.
Try to fix that.
Closer.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Sorry,
really
there
glad
we go.
that past Steve is still doing the thing that future Steve still does that I have to fix on stream, but I can't do it this time because he's literally in the past, because otherwise I would have just walked over and pushed the microphone closer to his mouth.
Yeah. And like I'm looking at his Steve. I'm looking at present day Steve over here, and I'm like, why didn't you move the mic closer? And he's more or less like, wait for it. There, I did it. As past Steve was adjusting it. So anyway, sorry, past Steve. Continue on. You mentioned Tunic. You mentioned Tunic. I've heard really good things about that.
It's a Diablo-style dungeon crawler. It came out actually in March for Xbox, PC, and Mac, and it's coming out September 27th for PlayStation. It was a timed exclusive for the previous 3 systems. Eternites. It's an anime game. Loving the Apocalypse. I don't care. Callisto Protocol.
It's an anime game. I'm like, oh, I'm interested. Steve's, I don't care.
Pass.
The Callisto Protocol, a game created by the Dead Space creator Glenn Schofield and his Striking Distance Studios, will be coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, S, and PC either later this year or next year.
I think we talked about when Striking Distance Studios was made. That's one of those things where, like, we've talked a lot about when devs leave the bigger ones and go and make their own thing, and I think that was one of them. So that's cool to see that announced. When is what's it? Project Callisto?
The Callisto Protocol. I didn't see a release date, so I'm assuming later this year, early next year.
Yeah. Well, this is so the State of Play and the other stuff that's happening now is what's happening kind of in lieu of E3. I would be very surprised if that's coming out this year. That's probably more of a 2023 if they didn't list a date. Otherwise, they probably would have said like holiday or something. Is Sonic is that Sonic just a staple of Nerd Vision now? Asked Demon Dragon.
Oh God,
in our
he's
present.
still there. Get out of our Nerd Vision.
Nah, he stays wherever I go.
Fair.
Roller Drome. It's a... Y'all remember the Jet Set Radio, Jack Ryan radio games?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, I heard about Roller Drome.
It's in the style of that, where you go around... It's like a game show where you take down enemies with guns and stuff, and it looks really fun, really stylistic.
Jet Set Radio with a really cool like framing device. Yeah, I definitely heard about that. That's on my radar.
Did you see any references to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Marathon Man?
No, I did not, but I could go back and look through.
The game's not sold to me until that happens.
And to wrap up the indie games, Stray, jumping back, Roller Drome comes out August 16th.
Okay.
For PC and PlayStation. Jumping back forward to Stray, the Cyberpunk Cat Simulator.
Yes!
Comes out July 19th for PS4, PS5, and PC. And if you have the PS Plus Extra subscription that comes out later this month, you will get it for free.
Nice.
I want that game!
It looks like a lot of fun. Jumping to big new announcements. Final Fantasy 16. New gameplay, story, new characters. Comes out 2023.
Nice.
Spider-Man PC finally gets announced. for
Yeah.
August 12th, 2022. And I'm over here, along with a lot of the internet, waiting for that Doc Ock nude mod. Street Fighter 6. Open.
Past Steve knew, number one, what was going to happen, number two, the exact timing of that. That's the wavelength these guys are on.
I just want a game where we admit that Spider-Man's a murderer. I just want that. It's not too much to ask, and it's not very far off.
Dave, we're going to be getting all of the kink games first. It's fine.
I don't want porn.
You're getting them anyway.
Why?
We're gonna get an
Why?
anime Spider-Man with new Doc Ock.
Why, Internet? Why?
I mean, if you want to, you can make him a bloodied Spider-Man.
He blew up a bridge in Miles Morales. I clipped that in the stream. Murderer! Murderer! And now he's gonna murder people on PC.
Street Fighter 6 is going to have an open world-like mode, kind of like the old Mortal Kombat Deception Armageddon Conquest mode, where you go around. And those made the games so much fun. Deception is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games, and the art style is looking a lot more realistic than previous Street Fighter games. That comes out next year, 2023. And now for some more first-party news. Horizon Forbidden West got an update today, June 2nd. Had to remember the current date that I'm in.
No, it's fine. Today, right here is June 7th, and of 2022, and because it was so close to my birthday, when I told someone that, I almost wrote 1986. So I get it. Sometimes dates are hard. Okay, June 2nd, where you are, there's an update.
Horizon Forbidden West adds a performance mode that ups the frame rate and everything to the game. New weapons, trophies, costumes.
I'm really glad that didn't tie into our previous story and the thing. I was really worried. Really worried when you said performance mode.
Speaking of Horizon, really quick, I noticed over the weekend, I'd totally forgotten about it, but the tall neck Lego set is out. So I need to get that. And I need to assemble that either like on stream here.
How
it's
much?
$80.
Do you want $40 for to kick in for it?
I mean, I won't say no. Because I played Zero Dawn on Brunch with Boater, it would probably be something that I'd put together on my own stream. But I'd love to, have you work on it. I've talked to more like Rigor Mortis. I also there's a BD1 Lego set that was announced during Star Wars Celebration last month, which is the little droid in Fallen Order, and I had a $50 Best Buy gift card, and it's normally $100, so I got it for $50.
Hell yeah!
All
Sorry,
the
Steve,
Lego.
tangenting.
You're good. Horizon Forbidden West also adds a skill tree reset. If you don't like how your character plays, just push it right into the garbage can, restat yourself. And
Nice, nice.
in ultra hard mode, as well as a new game plus.
Ultra hard mode does not tie into what we were talking about with Spider-Man.
Good. I'm glad it doesn't tie into the Doc Ock mod that's coming.
I want that mod, damn it.
Oh,
no,
I came at
Robin
the right
died.
time. Mentioning
Whatever.
my name summons me. Welcome, more like Rigor Mortis.
Steve.
We mentioned the Horizon series, and you showed up.
Even more Horizon gaming news. Horizon VR Call of the Mountain has also been announced. Not an official release date yet, but it will be a PSVR 2 exclusive.
Okay, I was gonna say, if they had have put a release date on that, because they haven't released the PS2 VR when that's coming out.
Yeah, because gameplay of it was shown when they were announcing the PSVR 2. But I guess it wasn't necessarily announced last week, but more stuff was shown, so that's really exciting.
The reset skill tree sounds something like, you could probably do it. It looked like you could do it at all times, but
Oh, is chat going back to you too? Wow, that wormhole is doing better than we thought.
It's
Yeah, Demon Dragon said
wavelengths.
that the reset skill tree sounds like something you can only do in New Game Plus, which I don't know how I feel about that.
I like the idea of that just because if there's an ability you think is going to help in the moment, this and that and the other, or for example, if you're streaming for a long time and you're like, yep, I'm going to spend my skill points on this and that, and this isn't going to help me at
Yeah,
all.
well, I
You
feel
can
like
just
your first time through is the time when you could really use a skill point reset. Your second time through on New Game Plus, you know how you're going to play. You know what skills are the right ones for your game style. So New Game Plus almost seems like the least useful place for it. So we'll see what that looks like.
Anything else at State of Play?
Oh, there's so much more in State of Play. It's so good. No Man's Sky VR coming to every VR headset, PSVR 1, 2, and the Oculus on August 14th.
Wow.
As well as Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. At some point this year it's coming.
Okay.
And finally, the two big ones of the whole video. Resident Evil Village will be getting a VR mode exclusively for the PSVR 2.
Yes.
So in VR, step on me, mommy.
Why? What? No! We are not going to... He has to come to work this week, and we will not start his week this way. He is but a boy, Spoder. That's exactly what the internet's going to do with that, and shame! Shame!
It's already being coded, Dave, and you can't stop it.
Shame!
What was you said? You said two big things. Resident big because Lady D is like 9. Anyway, Resident Evil Village, and what was the other one?
Everyone, it is time. Resident Evil 4 is getting remade, and I am all for it. It's going to be in this. No fetish shaming, please. Resident Evil 4 remake will be coming out March 24th, 2023. 32423. And will have a kind of similar art style to the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, making it a bit more horror focused than the campy counterpart of the original. And it will be getting a nice VR mode too.
Okay, nice.
So let's ask the most important question of that. How many systems have you pre-ordered this on, Steve?
One so far. I'm gonna pre-order for my PS5. Gonna pre-order for Nicole's Xbox, and I'm gonna pre-order for PC. But the big thing that I've noticed a lot of Resident Evil YouTubers have seen, I've seen the through the wormhole watching their videos. Have you seen the tumultuous turnarounds of the Resident Evil 4 development cycle?
No.
No.
The first draft of Resident Evil 4 released actually became Devil May Cry.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And the second and third ones were more horror focused, in a castle, more like specters and ghosts type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people have noticed the jacket in Resident Evil 4 Remake's trailer is the same one that he wears in
Huh.
3.5, which is slightly different than Resident Evil 4, but
Okay. Interesting. So maybe in the because it's a full-on remake, so they may be folding in some of the themes that they explored in these previous earlier builds, earlier concepts. That'll be interesting. Because like Final Fantasy VII explored a lot of different stuff in its remake. Was there any news on Part 2 of Final Fantasy VII?
no,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Well, maybe next year. Yeah. That is a ton. Thank you so much, Steve, for covering State of Play for us. I'm sorry we can't fast forward you here to the future. We'll see you when you get here the slow way. But thank you so much for working with us to bring us that awesome report on State of
Steve,
Play.
who do you think's going to win the Cup Series this Sunday?
It better not be fucking Joey Logano.
It better not be Joey Logano. Well, Steve, here in the future, let's just get back to
Anyway,
the
we're
studio.
going
Bye,
back
Steve.
to Camview. Hey there, present day Steve. How are you doing? Getting here the slow way.
It's shitty. Joey Logano won the fucking race.
when they announced Joey Logano won the race, what I felt was a small disturbance in the force of Steve shattering whatever happened to be in his hand at the time.
Oh boy, that was a lot of fun. We're gonna have to do more of
Folks-
these.
Folks in chat, did you like the that segment? Make your voice heard. Do you like when we pull Steve in to do some investigative journalism and reporting to bolster our already? What was the thing I was saying when I would talk about our work? Because it was
Prodigious?
our prestigious our journalistic integrity. Mhm.
Prestigious is not what I said, but it also works. Prodigious means lots. Prestigious means fancy.
Yes, we have
Sure.
good prestigery.
Right. Anyway, because I mentioned that we have some deja vu type topics, I want to make sure to cover this.
Yeah.
Dave, stop me when this starts to sound familiar. Last week,
Stop.
stop me again when it keeps sounding familiar. A Chinese player posted an image to War Thunder's user forums that included classified military documents, as well as the actual item under discussion sitting on top of them, all in an attempt to prove their point in whatever internet argument was ongoing about the game itself.
Oh my God! You people are so bad at your jobs.
Dave, how many times has this happened before?
So I can think of 5 different instances previous to this that you and I have talked about, be it planes, submarines, battleships. There was the couple and the 2 tanks.
There are 2 previous times with War Thunder. Last summer, it was over British hardware, and in the fall, with a French tank. Listen, guys, I know that when someone is wrong on the internet, something must be done. Believe me, I know that's how it goes. However, that something should not be to leak classified intelligence that you have access to in order to prove your point.
Steve, can you throw up the image of Boder's shirt?
What?
Your
Oh.
shirt. While we continue this discussion, could you throw that image up? I mean, his current shirt's awesome, but the one that's
I was gonna say, well, like, what are you? Belatedly realizing that, but just getting the video all set back how it was. Yeah, it's just, guys, in this case, it was ammunition. It was something about specific ammunition, and here's the documents in the photograph as well as a piece of ammunition sitting on top.
don't need that. No, thank
Again, the post was immediately taken down. The developers are like, not only can we not use this because that's classified, but we don't want to even see it. Because if we see it and accidentally act on it, that opens us up to legal troubles. You will have to live with the fact that the tank in-game is not 100% accurate. Sorry. Don't back up your argument with classified intel. It gets taken down. Of course, it was reposted to Twitter because that's what happens when something's on the internet. It's there forever.
That's so
And it was
bad!
translated,
That's
and people
so
were like,
bad!
yeah, this is what it is. Most of this was known by the international community already, but it's technically still classified.
That's so bad. Ugh. Why people this week in general?
Dave, do you have more deja vu for us, or do you have something original to make us shake our heads?
Put the tinfoil on, Boder. I've got a Kojima
He's
news
not on
story.
set! That bastard's over there!
Yeah, you want him to? Okay.
God damn it. All right, Kojima.
Because it's not really a conspiracy so much as it is investigative journalism reported by some different folks. But welcome to the set, Conspiracy Baseball. Steve, would you like a tinfoil hat?
Just tell us whatever it is.
Well, there's some murmurs some rumors, some goings-ons, some happenings. And it doesn't have to do with the Silent Hill franchise. It really doesn't.
Oh, I can
But
probably get. We'll see.
a confirmed collaboration between our good friend Mr. Kojima with Margaret Qualley, who played Mama in Death Stranding.
Okay.
They apparently folks have been distributed some promotional video and images of Margaret Qualley acting as a monster in a project called Overdose that is Kojima's attempt to do a horror game. There is also, in these same circles, they're talking a little bit about the fact that Kojima is pairing with the manga artist Junji, who does all those,
Yep.
particular
Junji Ito.
images and things
Yep.
like that. And I will give a little bit more regular credence to this, just because it is something that is once again being circulated, and Kojima's not doing what he did in the past with other things where he's teasing it or making reference to it or leaving little cookies or trails. He's literally not responding to inquiries about it in the same way that he didn't respond to inquiries about it until Norman Reedus blew off the doors on the fact there's Death Stranding 2. And can we, for a second week in a row, go, there's Death Stranding 2? I know it's still an extra not worked on mode, but I want it. But I'm really excited that Margaret's getting another chance to work with Kojima. I'm really excited for this project. Even if it phases and fizzles, what little bit of things out there apparently are very fun and very worked on.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to those. That does do it for our conspiracy baseball
Okay, that wasn't
segment
so bad.
with
That was
Kojima
just
news.
here's some news. They're working together.
I'm more excited.
I'm gonna stay skeptical as ever with anything Kojima, but we'll
Yes.
see what happens.
I am excited in so much as this would also remove the tinfoil hat on so many previous things, talking about potentially a Silent Hills or Silent Hill release and of that nature. So I'm excited that this is less tinfoil and more just internet rumors that may not come out as we need them to. Close. I was close.
Dave, we've had a guest on our desk this whole time, and I think it's appropriate that we're probably going to end the show with this little guy.
Yes, the Series X controller. It'll work with both your original Xbox One and your Series X. You can purchase them at many retailers, but I highly recommend you buy them here.
Dave, I'm
at
talking
Insane
about
Games
the
in Wilton
Kraft
Mall.
gummies.
The what?
The Kraft macaroni and cheese gummies.
That are you having a stroke? Do you smell burnt toast?
No,
That's
Kraft dinner
horrifying.
gummies.
Who found you those?
Past Steve did.
We're in great danger.
While it's sealed for your protection. Like I get
That's
that.
not good when food says that.
I get that it's like, for like food safety and stuff like that, but it says sealed for your protection, and I'm worried about the calamity that will befall the realm when I open the seal.
Well, nothing to it but to do it.
While I do this, let's give a bit of a preview of some of the stuff that is going to end up in tabled topics in the Discord. A lot of things that we really wanted to get to, but of course State of Play was taking up a lot of that. That's fine. We're glad that we had Past Steve to help us out with that. I'm going to post a little bit about a mass walkout of employees at a Lincoln, Nebraska GameStop, as well as an interesting note that they left on the door when they left, as well as more unionization going on in the video game industry.
Smithsonian Air and Space Museum getting involved with the company Tomy to make a collectible like no other. Or should I say, where no other collectible has gone before. Boom. We've got some interesting Twitch updates, including some subscription management, where you can find out what their favorite subs have been up to this month. Mega Drive Mini 2 and information about that. And the European Parliament is calling out major electronics retailers and calling them to task. What that task will be in tabled topics. Do we want to have current day Steve suffer with us?
Sure. Let's have current day Steve come on in here. So past Steve found them, and present day Steve has to suffer for past Steve's sins.
Can we
Kraft
just,
gummies. They
just for a single second look at
Fuck you, past Steve. You suck.
Is this you enjoying life before it's irrevocably altered by the fact that these exist?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to take one and hold it up to the camera?
I will gladly. Oh my god! Just. Oh no. Oh, that's a face. Oh, that's a smell. That's a smell making a face.
Oh, that's not cheesy.
Fruit punch? Fruit punch!
Yeah,
That's not okay.
yeah, that's what that is.
That's
fruit
not
punch, but it does.
okay.
Here's the weird thing. It doesn't smell like your normal red fruit punch. It smells orange. It doesn't smell like macaroni and cheese. It smells like fruit punch that is orange.
So
I don't know how to explain my nose coming to that conclusion. Let me get my face out of here, put that in the little box to try to get it to focus.
It's a bag of these little noodles. They're the correct color if you cook it right.
Yeah. There are 6 servings per container, serving size 7 pieces. These are pretty big for gummies. Steve, get in here. We're going to suffer together.
I'm gonna have 2, I guess, because I took 2.
Yeah.
Let's all take 2.
Oh, okay. We're
Well,
doing
hasn't
this.
Boater suffered enough in the last 7 weeks?
I don't know. Whatever. I'm putting them together. They're like flat on the bottom, so I'm putting them together so they were just like one big squishy noodle.
I accidentally took 2.
So you made a sandwich. I'm not taking a third. Not until after I've had my verdict. Those macaronis are way too big to be Kraft. Fair.
Bottoms up.
They're gummies.
It tastes like a gummy. Oh. Tastes like a fruit punch gummy. It tastes like a red gummy. There's nothing macaroni and cheese about them.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for any.
Nothing. I'm disappointed more than anything. Frankfurt, which is the brand in the little corner, should be ashamed at doing Kraft mac and cheese dirty like this.
Yeah. Where's my fake cheese flavor?
It is that fake cheese flavor that's powdered, whatever. It's processed. It's so fake. And you couldn't put some of that fake into this? I'm upset.
Just put the stupid sprinkled
No.
cheese on it. All right.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's anticlimactic. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
to your room and think about what you've done.
This one looks pretty chewed.
It's a regular ass. Ah, fuck. There was some shit in the mold, or just there was some air in the mold, so it's just got like pits in it. Just looks like it's been chewed up already.
You didn't eat that one, did you, Steve? Good.
No, it's. I'm sure it's fine. There's just like pits in it from air pockets. Don't yeet it.
Eat it.
You don't have to eat it, but don't yeet it. Oh, that actually the coloring fits really well with the Brothers in Arms set. I'm just gonna put this box over there in their set. We're done. We're done with this.
I'm actually really mad we didn't get some sort of
I wanted macaroni and cheese flavored gummies.
an ungodly, abysmal cheese flavor of some sort.
This is nothing.
I'll get potpourri ice cream next week.
Garbage.
I'm gonna remind me.
Grey Poupon.
Yeah, remind me. Next week we're gonna be trying Grey Poupon ice cream with pretzels. That's inside. That's what the ice cream confirms.
I like how when we stopped talking about the Horizon series, more like Rigor Mortis went away again.
I mean,
Anyway,
just like the Dumbledore card, you can't expect them to stick around all day for no reason.
Anyway, that is going to do it for us for the Nerd Glasses podcast. After this is the Citadel, where I am playing a game called Agony. And I don't know if I'm going to be in agony playing it. It looks kind of awful, and it looks very M-rated. It is Twitch safe, because I've seen stuff saying that people can play it on Twitch, because we're playing the M-rated version that's available on Xbox, and not the adults-only version that's available on Steam. I think it's on Steam. I know it's available. Maybe
Be
it's a patch or
very
something.
careful when you have a Steam library.
So this is going to be a very adult stream of the Citadel. Basically, we got out of St. Jude Play Live, we finished our T-rated game, and we're like, all right, here we go! What can we do?
My pants are already off and I'm angry.
Doc Ock 2022.
No! 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 My Spider-Man is mother! Mother-Man!
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Nerd Glasses podcast. Hope you stick around for the Citadel after this, and make sure that you're following for all the awesome streamers and programs that we've got on all week. We'll see you right back here next week on Tuesday at 7:45 Eastern for the Nerd Glasses podcast. I've been Boater.
Spider is murder! Spider is murder! Spider is murder!
And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Oh, that's not it. That's CompView. Hold on. Where's outro?